The message came on a Tuesday. It buzzed through Earth's deep space listening posts, clear and direct. Not random signals or maybe patterns that scientists argued about. This was real. We are the Mach. We come in peace. We wish to meet. For 3 days, the world's leaders talked. They fought. They worried. Then they picked Captain Han Ta of the Korean Space Defense Force to lead the meeting team. He was steady, smart, and knew 6 languages. His record was perfect. Han stood in front of his ship, the Harmony, and looked at his crew. 20 people. The best Earth had. Scientists, soldiers, language experts. His second-in-command, Lieutenant Kim's son, walked up beside him. "Ready, Captain?" Kim asked. Her face was serious. "As ready as anyone can be to meet aliens," Han said. He tried to smile but couldn't quite manage it. Kim lowered her voice. "I don't trust them." The message was too perfect, too human. Han nodded. "I know. But orders are orders. We go, we listen, we come back." The trip to Mars orbit took 4 days. The Mach had picked the meeting spot. Neutral ground, they called it. Han thought it was smart. Not too close to Earth to seem threatening. Not too far to make humans nervous. The Mach ship was waiting when they arrived. It was huge and shaped like a silver leaf. No sharp edges. No visible weapons. It looked peaceful. "Beautiful," whispered Dr. Park Dae, the team's biologist. "Or meant to look beautiful," Kim said. Han's communication officer, Yoon-ji, spoke up. "Captain, they're sending docking instructions." "Follow them," Han ordered. "But keep engines ready. Any problem, we leave fast." The Harmony moved slowly to the dock. Metal touched metal with a soft clang. "Air seal is good," Yoon reported. "They're matching our air mix perfectly." Han stood at the airlock with Kim and 3 security officers. All carried small weapons hidden under their formal uniforms. "Remember," Han told his team, "we represent all humans today. Be respectful, be careful." The door slid open. The Mach looked almost human. Tall, thin, with skin that shimmered slightly blue under the lights. Their eyes were large and dark. They had no hair. 5 of them waited in the hallway. One stepped forward. "I am Coordinator Val. Welcome to our vessel." The Mach's voice was smooth and clear. Han bowed slightly. "Captain Han Ta of Earth. We are honored to meet you." The meeting room was large and round. The humans sat on one side, the Mach on the other. Translator devices hummed quietly. Coordinator Val spoke first. "We have watched your world for 50 years. Your broadcasts reach far. We know much about you. We wish to trade knowledge, technology, medicine." Han felt something was wrong, but he couldn't place it. The Mach were too perfect, too nice. Kim leaned over and whispered, "Their eyes never blink." Han nodded slightly and asked, "Why contact us now?" Val smiled. "It didn't reach those unblinking eyes. Your people are ready now. You have grown." For 2 hours, they talked. The Mach described their home world, circling a star 30 light-years away. They talked about their history, their science. Han asked careful questions. The Mach answered everything. Then Han asked, "How many other species have you contacted?" The room went silent. Val's smile dropped for just a second. 12, Val said finally. "All flourish under our guidance." Kim touched Han's arm. "A warning. We would like to see some proof of your technology," Han said, as a show of trust. Val stood up. "Of course. Please, follow me to our science center." Han sent half his team, keeping the others on the Harmony. As they walked through the ship's halls, he noticed they were moving deeper inside, away from their own ship. Kim whispered, "Captain, I don't like this." "Neither do I," Han replied. "Be ready." The science center doors opened. Inside was not a lab. It was a large, empty room. Val and the other Mach stepped back. "Now," Val said. The doors slammed shut. Gas poured from hidden vents. Han reached for his weapon as alarms blared from his communication device. The Harmony. Yum screamed over the comm. They're attacking the Harmony. Han fired at the door as humans fell around him. Kim grabbed him, pulling him toward a side panel. Emergency airlock, she gasped through the gas. We have to warn Earth. Kim smashed the panel open and pushed Han in. Go. I'll hold them. The last thing Han saw was Kim firing at approaching mock soldiers. Her face was determined, angry. Then the emergency pod shot away from the ship. Behind him, the beautiful silver leaf ship started to change. Weapons emerged from hidden panels. It fired on the Harmony, breaking it apart. Han's small pod raced toward Mars, its emergency beacon screaming one message over and over. They're coming. The Mauk are coming. Above Mars, more silver ships appeared from nowhere. The invasion had begun. 6 months had passed since the Mauk attack. 6 months of war. Earth was losing. Dr. Li Jin stood in her underground lab, looking at the alien body on her table. The dead Mauk soldier had been brought in yesterday after a battle in what used to be downtown Seoul. Its blue skin was darker now in death, and its large eyes were closed. What secrets are you hiding? She whispered, picking up her tools. The lab door opened. General Kang walked in, his uniform dusty and torn. He hadn't slept in days. Tell me you found something, he said. Anything. Jin shook her head. Not yet, but I will. The general's radio crackled. Sir, Sector 4 is under attack. 3 Mauk ships. I have to go, he said. Find something, Dr. Li. We're running out of time. Jin worked through the night. She carefully cut open the Mauk's head and studied its brain. It was different from a human brain. Larger in the back. Strange patterns she had never seen before. This is new, she said to her assistant. Look at these structures. They're like nothing we have. Across the city, Sergeant Li Du fought for his life. Du was Jin's younger brother. He led a small team of soldiers trying to protect a group of escaping civilians. Move, he shouted as a Mauk ship flew overhead. Get to the tunnels. The people ran, carrying what little they had left. Children cried. Old people stumbled. Du and his soldiers helped them along. Sir, his radio operator said, 5 Mauk soldiers approaching from the east. Du nodded. Team 1 with me. Team 2, get these people underground. Du and 3 soldiers took cover behind a burned-out car. The Mauk moved strangely, almost dancing as they walked. Their weapons glowed blue. Fire, Du ordered. Human bullets hit Mauk armor. Most bounced off, but 1 Mauk fell, purple blood pooling under it. They can die, Du told his team. Remember that. The Mauk fired back. Blue light flashed. One of Du's soldiers screamed and dropped. Another was hit in the leg, but kept firing. Then something strange happened. A Mauk soldier aimed at Private June, who was already wounded. The Mauk's weapon glowed but then dimmed. The alien seemed confused. It aimed at someone else instead. Did you see that? June asked, reloading his gun. Du had seen it. The Mauk had passed over an easy target. Why? The fight ended when human tanks arrived. The remaining Mauk retreated. Du helped his wounded to the medical trucks. Sir, Jun said, holding his bleeding arm, that alien could have killed me. It looked right at me. Then it just moved on. Du thought about this as they drove to the command center. It wasn't the first time he had seen something like this. The Mauk sometimes seemed to ignore wounded soldiers they had already hit. At the command center, Du found his sister waiting. Jin looked tired but excited. I need to talk to you, she said, pulling him into an empty room. I found something in the Mauk brain. She showed him pictures of her research. See this structure? I think it's how they target us. It's like a scanner. What does it scan for? Du asked. Consciousness patterns, Jin said. Every human mind has a unique pattern. Like a fingerprint. I think the mock can see these patterns. Du thought of June in the battle. Is that why they don't shoot at someone they've already wounded? Jin's eyes widened. You've seen this. Tell me exactly what happened. Du described the battle. Jin made notes, her hand moving fast. This could be it, she said. If I'm right, the mock mark human consciousness patterns when they attack. Their weapons or brains are programmed to never hit the same pattern twice. Why would they do that? Du asked. I don't know yet. Maybe it's part of their culture, or a limitation in their technology. Jin stood up, excited now. But it doesn't matter why. What matters is that it's a weakness we can use. A loud boom shook the building. Dust fell from the ceiling. They're getting closer, Du said. I need more time, Jin said. And I need more mock bodies to study. I'll get you what you need, Du promised. But hurry. That night, as Seoul burned around them, Jin worked on her new theory. If the mock couldn't target the same human twice, then maybe, just maybe, there was a way to use that against them. In her lab, surrounded by alien body parts and complex brain scans, Jin had an idea. A dangerous, wild idea. If it worked, it might save humanity. If it failed, it might destroy what made them human in the first place. Dr. Lee Jin had not slept for 2 days. Coffee cups littered her lab. Brain scans covered the walls. 5 mock bodies lay on tables around her. Look here, she said to General Kang. She pointed to a glowing part of a mock brain scan. This structure has no match in human brains, or any Earth animal. What does it do? Kang asked. It reads consciousness, Jin said. Like a fingerprint reader reads fingerprints, every living mind has a pattern. The mock can see these patterns. She showed him another scan. And this part stores the patterns, like memory, but different. Kang looked confused. Why? What good does that do them? It's their targeting system, Jin explained. They mark each human they attack. Their weapons won't fire at the same consciousness twice. That's why they never finish off wounded soldiers. That makes no sense, Kang said. In war, you make sure your enemy is dead. Jin nodded. For us, yes. But maybe the mock evolved differently. Maybe in their culture, you only get one chance to kill an enemy. The lab door opened. Sergeant Lee Du walked in, helping a limping soldier. This is Private June, Du said. The one I told you about. The mock wouldn't shoot him the second time. Jin helped June to a chair and put sensors on his head. I need to scan your brain, Private. June looked nervous, but nodded. Will it hurt? Not at all, Jin promised. The scanner hummed. Images appeared on Jin's computer. She compared them to earlier scans of other soldiers. Look, she said excitedly. June's consciousness pattern has a mark on it. Like a flag. I think the mock's weapons see this flag and won't fire. Can we use this? Kang asked. Jin took a deep breath. Maybe. I have a theory. What if we could change a human's consciousness pattern? Make the mock think they're looking at a new person. Change how someone's brain works. Du looked worried. Is that even possible? I don't know, Jin admitted, but I think I can try. For the next week, Jin barely left her lab. She worked with brain specialists and computer experts. They ran test after test. One night, Du found her asleep at her desk. He put a blanket over her shoulders and looked at her notes. Neural reset, he read. Consciousness alteration. Phoenix Protocol. Jin woke up and saw him reading. It's just a name I came up with, she said. Like the phoenix bird that is reborn from ashes. Can it work? Du asked. Jin rubbed her tired eyes. The theory is sound. We use targeted electrical pulses to reset certain neural pathways. It would change how the brain's electrical signals flow, creating a new consciousness pattern, but keep all memories intact. What's the catch? Du knew his sister well. There was always a catch. It's dangerous, Jin said. We'd be changing fundamental brain patterns. It could cause brain damage, memory loss, maybe worse. But if it works, the person would have a new consciousness signature. The mock weapons wouldn't recognize them. They could fight the same mock units again and again. Outside, bombs fell. The ground shook. The mock were getting closer to the research center. A week later, Jin presented her findings to Earth's military council. Generals from around the world watched on screens. "The Phoenix Protocol is ready for testing," Jin said. "But I need volunteers. It's very risky." The room was silent. Then Du stood up. "I volunteer." "No," Jin said. "It's too dangerous. We need to test it more." "We don't have time," Du said. "The mock are taking more cities every day. We need this now." Jin tried to argue, but in the end, the council agreed with Du. The next morning, Jin prepared her equipment while Du lay on a medical bed. "This will hurt," Jin warned, placing electrodes on his head. "And I can't promise what will happen." Du took her hand. "I trust you." Jin started the procedure. Du's body stiffened. His eyes rolled back. Monitors beeped loudly. "His brain patterns are changing," an assistant reported. "Heart rate rising." Jin watched the screens nervously. Du's consciousness pattern was shifting, reforming. It was working. Then Du stopped breathing. "No." Jin rushed to him. "Start CPR. Get the crash cart." For 3 long minutes, they worked on him. Finally, Du gasped, and his eyes opened. "Did it work?" he asked weakly. Jin looked at the monitors. Du's consciousness pattern was completely different now, but his memories, when they tested, were intact. "It worked," she said, tears in her eyes. "You're the first Phoenix soldier." Outside the lab, a siren wailed. The mock had breached the outer defenses. "Perfect timing," Du said, sitting up despite Jin's protests. "Let's see if these aliens can kill me twice." Sergeant Lee Du stood at the window of the recovery room. Outside, smoke rose from Seoul's burning buildings. 3 days had passed since the Phoenix Protocol changed him. His head still hurt, but he felt stronger somehow. "How do you feel?" Dr. Lee Jin asked, checking his vital signs. "Different," Du said. "Like I'm me, but also someone new." Jin nodded. "Your brain patterns are completely changed, but your memories and skills are the same." General Kang entered the room with 4 soldiers. "Is he ready?" Jin started to say no, but Du spoke first. "I'm ready, sir." "Good," Kang said. "Because the mock have broken through our western defense line. We need to test your new condition." 1 hour later, Du sat in a transport truck with a small team. They were heading to the front line where mock forces had been seen before. "These are the same mock units that attacked you last week," Kang explained. "If Dr. Lee's theory is right, they won't recognize you." Private Jun sat next to Du. "I should be coming too," he said. "I was also marked by them." Kang shook his head. "You haven't had the Phoenix Protocol. You're still marked in their system." The truck stopped at a destroyed office building. Du and his team got out. They wore special cameras so Jin and Kang could watch from the command center. "Remember," Jin's voice came through Du's earpiece, "your mission is just to test if they can target you. Don't be a hero." "Understood," Du said, but he was already thinking beyond the test. If this worked, humans would have a real advantage for the first time. The team moved carefully through broken streets. Then they heard the strange humming sound that mock soldiers made when they moved. "Contact," whispered Du's team leader. 3 mock soldiers, 2 o'clock. Du peered around a wall. There they were. The same unit that had attacked his squad before. He recognized the markings on their armor. "I'm moving in," Du said. "Be careful," Jin said in his ear. Du stepped out from cover. The mock soldiers saw him immediately. Their weapons raised and glowed blue. Du held his breath. This was the moment of truth. The mock weapons dimmed. The aliens looked confused. They adjusted their weapons, tried again. Nothing happened. It's working, Du shouted. He fired his rifle. The Mock scattered for cover, clearly surprised. Du's team joined the fight. The Mock tried to target Du several times, but their weapons wouldn't fire at him. They could still shoot at the other humans, though. One of Du's team went down with a blue energy blast to the chest. But the confusion of the Mock gave humans the advantage. In 3 minutes, all 3 aliens were dead. Success. General Kang's voice came over the radio. Return to base. Back at the command center, Jin checked Du carefully. No side effects from combat stress. I feel fine, Du said. Better than fine. It was amazing to see their confusion. Kang called an emergency meeting. Military leaders from around the world joined by video. Jin explained what had happened. The Phoenix Protocol works, she said. Sergeant Lee was invisible to Mock targeting systems. They couldn't fire at him. How soon can we do this for more soldiers? Asked an American general. Jin looked uncomfortable. That's the problem. The procedure is dangerous. It killed 2 test subjects before we got it right with my brother. And we need special equipment that's hard to make. What's the death rate? Kang asked. About 30%, Jin admitted. And we don't know the long-term effects yet. The room went quiet. 30% meant 1 in 3 soldiers would die just from the procedure. It's better than our current death rate against the Mock, Kang finally said. We're losing this war. An argument broke out. Some leaders wanted to wait for a safer version. Others said they had no time. Du stood up. I've been through it. Yes, it hurts. Yes, it's risky. But it works. And soldiers will volunteer. We want to fight back. The debate lasted 2 more hours. Finally, they voted. The Phoenix Protocol would be offered to soldiers who volunteered, with full disclosure of the risks. That night, Jin found Du sitting alone in the cafeteria. Are you really okay? She asked. Du was quiet for a moment. I have dreams now. Strange ones. I see things I've never seen before. Jin frowned. What kind of things? Other Phoenix soldiers, even though there aren't any yet. It's like, I can feel them waiting to exist. He shook his head. It sounds crazy. Jin made a note to run more tests. But before she could ask more questions, an alarm sounded. The Mock were attacking the east side of the research facility. I have to go, Du said, standing up. Be careful, Jin called after him. Du turned back with a small smile. Don't worry. They can't kill me twice. 3 weeks after the first test, Sergeant Lee led a squad of 20 soldiers toward Mock positions. Unlike regular human forces, every person in his squad had gone through the Phoenix Protocol. They called themselves the Twice-Born. Remember, Du said as they moved through the ruins of what was once a shopping mall, they can't target you directly, but they can still hit you if they aim at someone else. Stay spread out. The soldiers nodded. They all had the same look in their eyes. Determined but different. The protocol changed something inside them. Not just their brain patterns, but something deeper. Back at the command center, Dr. Li Jin watched their progress on screens. General Kang stood beside her. How many Phoenix soldiers do we have now? Kang asked. 143, Jin said. We lost 62 in the procedure. Kang frowned. Still too many deaths. I'm improving it, Jin promised. Last week, the death rate was 30%. Now it's 28%. On the screen, Du's squad reached their target. A Mock communication center set up in an old train station. This was the first major attack by Phoenix soldiers. If it worked, the military would approve many more. Contact, Du whispered into his radio. I count 15 Mock soldiers. Same unit that hit Sector 7 last month. Perfect, Kang said. They've all seen our soldiers before. They've all marked targets in that area. Du split his squad into 3 teams. They surrounded the station. Then, on his signal, they attacked. The Mock were caught completely by surprise. Their weapons raised but couldn't fire at any of the humans. The aliens made high-pitched sounds, their version of shouting. They tried to communicate with their ships. Du's squad moved in, firing steadily. The Mach tried to fight back with physical weapons, some kind of blade, but they weren't good at close combat. In 10 minutes, it was over. All 15 Mach were dead. The humans had no losses. It worked, Jin whispered, watching the screens. It really worked. Send the data to all command centers, Kang ordered. I want the Phoenix Protocol implemented worldwide. In the weeks that followed, more soldiers volunteered for the protocol. Despite the risks, the lines were long. Humans wanted to fight back. The Mach seemed confused by the new development. Their tactics had always relied on their superior targeting systems. Now those systems were failing them. 1 month after the first major Phoenix attack, Du was promoted to captain. He now led 300 Phoenix soldiers. They had taken back parts of Seoul and were pushing the Mach back. But Jin was worried. The Phoenix soldiers were changing in ways she hadn't expected. They're developing new abilities, she told Kang during a private meeting. Increased strength, better reflexes, and something else. They seem connected somehow. Connected how? Kang asked. They can sense each other, Jin said. They know when another Phoenix soldier is nearby. Sometimes, they even know what others are thinking. Kang considered this. Is it dangerous? I don't know, Jin admitted, but it wasn't part of the design. Du noticed the changes too. When he was with other Phoenix soldiers, he could feel them in his mind. Not clearly like words, but like shadows moving at the edge of his vision. And sometimes, in battle, they moved together without speaking, as if sharing one mind. After a successful mission to capture a Mach supply depot, Du found Jin waiting in his quarters. We need to talk, she said. Du nodded. He knew why she was there. The dreams are getting stronger. Tell me, Jin said, recording his words. I see through other Phoenix soldiers' eyes sometimes, Du said. Last night, I was in Hongzhou's body as he fought Mach in Busan, but I was here in Seoul. Jin showed him brain scans. Your patterns are still changing. All Phoenix soldiers are. It's like the protocol started something that keeps going. Is it bad? Du asked. I don't know, Jin said honestly, but it's not what we planned. A knock at the door interrupted them. A messenger handed Du a tablet. New orders, sir. Your team is being sent to the front. The Mach are pulling back globally, but concentrating forces near their main ship. Du looked at the information. This could be it. A chance to hit their command structure. Jin grabbed his arm. Be careful. We still don't understand what's happening to you all. Du smiled, but his eyes were different now. Too bright, too aware. Maybe we're becoming what we need to be to win this war. As he left, Jin wondered what that victory would cost, and if the humans who won would still be human at all. 6 months after the first Phoenix mission, Earth was fighting back. Cities that had fallen to the Mach were being retaken. Human forces, led by Phoenix soldiers, pushed the aliens back around the world. Captain Lee Du stood on a hill overlooking Seoul. Parts of the city were still burning, but the South Korean flag flew once again over the main government building. Next to him stood Commander Choi Yu, leader of all Phoenix forces in Asia. We've come far, Choi said. 6 months ago, we were hiding underground. Du nodded, and now the Mach are running. Both men were changed by the Phoenix Protocol. Their eyes had a strange glow. They stood straighter, moved faster than normal humans, and they could sense each other's thoughts without speaking. The main Mach command ship is still in orbit, Choi said, pointing to the sky. We need to take it. How? We can't fly to space, Du said. Choi smiled. Not yet, but we've captured 3 Mach shuttles. Dr. Lee Jin thinks we can use them. At the mention of his sister, Du frowned. Jin had grown distant as the Phoenix program grew. She worried about the changes in the soldiers. In her lab, Jin studied new brain scans. Phoenix soldiers' brains were still changing months after the procedure. New connections formed every day, and the strange link between them grew stronger. Dr. Lee, an assistant, entered the lab. General Kang wants to see you. Jin found Kang in the war room with Choi Yu and 3 other Phoenix commanders. We're planning an attack on the Mach command ship, Kang told her. We need your help. Jin looked at the plans on the table. This is very risky. We have no choice, Choi said. The Mach are gathering their forces. They're planning something big. The plan was simple but dangerous. 3 teams of Phoenix soldiers would use captured Mach shuttles to reach the command ship. They would pretend to be Mach until they got inside. Then they would take control of the ship and force the Mach to surrender. Who's leading the teams? Jin asked. I am leading Alpha Team, Choi said. Your brother is leading Beta Team. Jin wanted to argue, but knew it wouldn't help. The Phoenix soldiers were Earth's best hope now. Over 8,000 had survived the protocol, though 3,000 had died during the procedure. 3 days later, the mission began. Du sat in a captured Mach shuttle with 15 Phoenix soldiers. The inside of the shuttle was made for Mach bodies, too tall and narrow for humans, but they manage. Remember, Du told his team, once we're on the ship, we'll have about 10 minutes before they realize we're not Mach. Make them count. The shuttle rose from Earth toward the massive Mach command ship. It looked like a silver leaf, just like the smaller ships, but it was the size of a small city. Shuttle Beta, identify, came a Mach voice over the radio. The Phoenix soldier who had learned Mach language responded with the correct codes. After a tense moment, the command ship allowed them to dock. As soon as they were inside, the Phoenix soldiers moved quickly. They split into smaller teams and headed for key areas of the ship, the bridge, the engine room, and the weapon systems. Du led his group toward the bridge. They met Mach soldiers along the way. The aliens were confused when their weapons wouldn't target the humans. The Phoenix soldiers took advantage of this confusion. In the engine room, Choi's team planted explosives. They wouldn't set them off unless the mission failed. The goal was to capture the ship, not destroy it. Du's team reached the bridge doors. They were locked. Break them down, Du ordered. The Phoenix soldiers hit the doors with strength no normal human had. The metal bent, then broke. Inside, Mach officers turned in surprise. Among them was a larger Mach with special markings. Du recognized it from intelligence reports. The Mach Supreme Commander. Take them alive if possible, Du said. The fight was short. The Mach on the bridge couldn't target the Phoenix soldiers, and their physical weapons were no match for the enhanced humans. Bridge secured, Du reported over the radio. Engine room secured, Choi responded. Weapons systems secured, came the third team's report. In just 22 minutes, the Phoenix soldiers had taken control of the Mach command ship. The Supreme Commander was captured alive. As Du secured the Mach leader, he found a strange device in its armor. It looked like a small silver ball. What's this? He asked the Mach. The alien said nothing, but its large eyes showed what might have been fear. Du carefully took the device and contacted his sister. Jin, we found something on the Mach leader. I think it's important. He didn't know it then, but that small silver ball would reveal secrets about the Mach that would change everything humans thought they knew about their enemy. Dr. Lee Jin turned the silver ball in her hands. It had taken 3 days to make sure it wasn't a weapon. Now she studied it in her lab while Captain Lee Du watched. It's some kind of data storage, Jin said. But it's also connected to the Mach commander's brain somehow. Can you read it? Du asked. Jin connected the device to her computer. Strange symbols filled the screen. Our translation program is working on it, but it will take time. Du walked to the window. Outside, soldiers trained in the yard. More and more of them were Phoenix soldiers now. Almost half of Earth's remaining military had gone through the protocol. Something's happening to us, Du said quietly. Something beyond just changing our brain patterns. Jin looked up from her work. What do you mean? Last night, I woke up and all the objects in my room were floating. I was doing it somehow. Du turned to face her. And I'm not the only one. Choi Yu can move so fast, he's almost invisible. Han Ta can read the thoughts of normal humans now, not just other Phoenix soldiers. Jin felt a chill. The protocol was changing humans more than she had planned. These abilities weren't part of the design. I know, Du said, but they might help us win. A knock at the door interrupted them. General Kang entered, now looking much older than when the war began, but there was a small smile on his tired face. The Mach Supreme Commander is talking, he said. And you both need to hear this. In a secure room deep underground, the Mach leader sat chained to a table. Its blue skin had paled in captivity. Its large eyes watched them carefully. Tell them what you told me, Kang said. The Mach spoke through a translation device. Your Phoenix soldiers are becoming like the old ones, it said. The ones who made us. What does that mean? Jin asked. Long ago, before my people traveled space, we were simple, the Mach said. Another race came to our world. They changed us, made us smarter, taught us to build ships and weapons. These old ones, Kang pressed. What happened to them? They evolved beyond physical form, the Mach said. They became pure consciousness. They left our galaxy. Du stepped closer. What does this have to do with us? The Mach's eyes fixed on him. The old ones left behind rules. One rule was to never kill the same consciousness twice. It was sacred to them. Our weapons were built with this rule. Jin suddenly understood. Your weapons don't just recognize a consciousness pattern. They'd worship it in some way. Yes, the Mach said. To kill is necessary sometimes, but to kill the same soul twice would be the greatest sin. But our Phoenix protocol changes human consciousness patterns, Jin said. It makes your weapons see us as new people. Not just that, the Mach said. The changes continue. You are walking the same path as the old ones, evolving rapidly. Later, Jin called an emergency meeting with Earth's leaders. She explained what they had learned. The Phoenix protocol isn't just changing how Mach weapons see us, she said. It's triggering some kind of evolution in human consciousness. Is it dangerous? Asked the American president. I don't know, Jin admitted. The new abilities could help us win the war, but we don't know where this leads. General Kang, who had gone through the protocol himself last week, spoke up. I feel it. We're becoming connected. Stronger, but also less individual. Du nodded. When I'm with other Phoenix soldiers, we think as one sometimes. It's getting stronger. And the first Phoenix soldiers, like my brother, are developing physical abilities we never expected, Jin added. Telekinesis, super speed, telepathy. Can we stop it? Someone asked. Jin shook her head. I don't think so. Not without killing the Phoenix soldiers. The process continues on its own now. The meeting room fell silent. Then Park Min, now the head of Earth's unified military, stood up. He was one of the first to undergo the protocol after Li Du. We don't stop, he said firmly. We use these changes to win the war. The Mach are retreating across the globe. Their main fleet is gathering near Jupiter. We need to strike now. And after we win, Jin asked, what happens to us then? To humanity? Park Min looked at her with eyes that glowed slightly in the dim room. We evolve. Maybe that's what humans were always meant to do. Outside the room, across Earth, Phoenix soldiers looked up at the same moment, feeling something new awakening inside them. Something vast and connected, and not entirely human anymore. Earth's remaining ships gathered near Mars. 20 human vessels and 5 captured Mach ships formed the fleet. On the command ship, Captain Li Du stood with Park Min and other Phoenix leaders. The Mach fleet is here, Park Min said, pointing to a map of Jupiter's orbit. All the remaining ships. One final battle will end this war. Du looked at the gathered Phoenix commanders. They all had the same glow in their eyes now. When they were together, words became less necessary. They could feel each other's thoughts. Our plan is simple, Park continued. We attack from three sides. Captain Lee will lead the boarding party to take their flagship. Across the room, Dr. Lee Jin watched with worry. She had come despite the danger. As the only top scientist who wasn't a phoenix, she felt it was her duty to observe what her creation had become. The Phoenix soldiers now made up 60% of Earth's fighting force. They were stronger, faster, and connected in ways Jin still didn't fully understand. Earlier that day, she had seen a group of them move in perfect unison, like dancers who had practiced for years. But they had never trained together before. We leave in 6 hours, Park said. Prepare your teams. As the room emptied, Jin approached her brother. Do, I need to talk to you. They walked to a quiet corner of the ship. Do moved differently now, almost gliding instead of walking. I'm worried, Jin said. The Phoenix connection is getting stronger. Some soldiers are losing their individual thoughts. It's not losing, Du said. It's becoming something more. When we connect, we don't disappear. We become part of something bigger. But what happens after the war? Can you go back to being just human? Du was quiet for a moment. I don't think so. And I'm not sure we want to. 6 hours later, the fleet moved toward Jupiter. The massive gas giant filled the view screens. Around it, the remaining mock ships formed a defensive circle. The battle began quickly. Human ships, guided by Phoenix pilots who could almost predict the mock movements, struck hard and fast. The mock fired back, but their targeting systems failed against Phoenix soldiers. Du led a team of 50 Phoenix soldiers in a captured mock shuttle. They approached the mock flagship, a huge ship twice the size of the command vessel they had taken earlier. Ready, Du told his team. They didn't need words anymore, but speaking helped them remember their human sides. The shuttle docked with the flagship. As the doors opened, mock soldiers waited with weapons ready. Now, Du shouted. The Phoenix soldiers moved as one. In the months since the first battles, they had developed their abilities. Some moved so fast they blurred. Others could push mock soldiers back without touching them. Du himself could sense the location of every enemy on the ship. The mock fought hard, but couldn't match the evolved humans. Du's team pushed toward the bridge, clearing corridors as they went. Then something strange happened. As they fought together, the connection between Phoenix soldiers grew stronger than ever before. Du felt his mind linking with the others. Not just his boarding team, but all Phoenix soldiers in the battle. Thousands of minds connected at once. Du saw through hundreds of eyes. He felt the controls of ships he wasn't piloting. He was everywhere at once. The mock systems across all ships began to fail. Lights flickered. Weapons shut down. The combined consciousness of the Phoenix soldiers was somehow affecting mock technology. What's happening? A normal human officer asked over the radio. Jin, watching from the command ship, realized the truth. They've reached a critical mass. Their combined consciousness is creating some kind of field that disrupts mock systems. On the flagship, Du and his team reached the bridge. The mock officers couldn't stop them. Their weapons were dead. Their systems failed. The Phoenix soldiers took control quickly. Around Jupiter, other mock ships surrendered as their systems failed too. The war was over. Earth had won. But as Du stood on the captured bridge, he felt the connection growing even stronger. The thoughts of thousands of Phoenix soldiers flowed through him. It felt right, natural. But he could barely remember his life before, when his mind was his alone. He looked at a screen showing Earth, a small blue dot in the distance. It was home, but it also felt strangely foreign now. What are we becoming? He whispered. The answer came not in words but in feeling, shared across the collective consciousness that was forming among the Phoenix soldiers. They were becoming something new, something that had never existed before. And there would be no going back. 3 years after the war ended, Earth was different. Cities were being rebuilt. Fields grew crops again. The mock had gone back to their own worlds. Dr. Li Jin stood on a hill looking over Seoul. New buildings rose where old ones had fallen. They had strange, flowing shapes that normal humans would not think to design. Phoenix minds had made them. "It's changing fast," said a voice. Jin turned to see Park Min, who now led all Phoenix people. His eyes glowed softly in the morning light. "Yes," Jin said, "both the city and us." After the war, humans had split into two groups. About 1/3 had gone through the Phoenix Protocol. The rest stayed as they were. Both sides worked together, but they grew more different each day. "How is my brother?" Jin asked. She had not seen Du for many weeks. He spent most time with the Deep Phoenix group now, those who had almost fully joined the shared mind. "He is well," Park said. "He talks with the mock for us. His mind is strong enough to stay himself when needed, but he likes being part of the group mind now." Jin nodded. The Phoenix had become something new. Not quite human anymore, but not alien either. They shared thoughts and feelings across all members. They were humanity's next step. A young Phoenix boy ran past them, his eyes already showing a faint glow. He played with normal human children. They all laughed together, though the Phoenix child sometimes knew what the others would do before they did it. "The mock leader wants to see you," Park said. "Will you come?" Jin followed Park to a meeting room. The mock supreme commander, now living on Earth as a peacekeeper, waited for them. "Dr. Li," it said in its strange voice, "I have news from my world." "I hope it's good news," Jin said. "It is. My leaders will stop making weapons that target consciousness, and we will help both human groups live in peace." The mock looked at Jin with its large eyes. "We have studied your Phoenix people. We think this is what the old ones wanted." "What do you mean?" Jin asked. "The rule about not killing the same person twice wasn't just about being good. It was a test, a way to find who could change like you did." The mock blinked slowly. "In all our history, only humans found a way to change their own mind patterns. Only humans grew from the challenge." "You think the old ones planned this?" Park asked. "Yes, they left clues on many worlds. We think they wait, somewhere far away, for others to join them." The mock looked at Jin. "Both kinds of humans have jobs to do. The Phoenix to connect with what comes next, and the unchanged to remember what came before." That night, Jin sat in her lab. On her desk was the machine that could perform the Phoenix Protocol. After years of watching and studying, she had decided to join them. Du came to see her. He rarely left the group mind now, but he came for this. "Are you sure?" he asked. "Yes," Jin said. "I need to understand what I made, from the inside." Du helped her set up the equipment. "It will hurt," he warned, "but only for a moment." Jin lay down. "Will I still be me?" "Yes and no," Du said. "You'll be yourself, but also part of us. You'll understand when you join." As the machine started, Jin thought about their journey. Humans had faced the end and found a way to live by changing what it meant to be human. The mock hadn't failed to kill humans twice because humans won, but because humans became something new. Jin felt the pain begin as the protocol changed her brain. Then suddenly she felt them all, thousands of minds welcoming her. Du was there, and Park, and all the Phoenix. They were still each themselves, but also one big self. Her last single thought was simple: this isn't the end of humanity. It's just the start of our next story. Then she joined the group mind, and humanity's new future began.